Hello, 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 Aries. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I will be doing your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, abundance reading for the month of November 2020. I have gotten a ton of feedback from so many of you about me watermarking my videos. I know some things work, some things didn't. I appreciate your patience and understanding. For those of you that don't know, someone stole my videos and they were re-uploading them as their own. So I've had to take to protecting my work. I think this month things are going to be a little bit better, a lot smoother. And so, you know, I just want to say, I understand, you know, you guys are probably frustrated with the watermarks, and I'm frustrated that I even have to do them. So, yeah, I guess that's all I can say. But I appreciate your patience and your understanding, and I'm going to do my best to do better so it's not so distracting and so overpowering. So for the readings this month, I'm going to be using my original tarot deck. I will clarify with my Radiant Rider-Waite tarot deck. And then Aries, I will close out your reading with a spirit animal oracle card. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I think that's it. Okay. So what do we need to know for the sign of Aries as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of November 2020? Interesting, Aries. Because it looks like emotionally, emotions are kind of all over the place as we move into the new month of November, okay? I say that because I see these two cups here in reverse, and then I see Temperance and the Three of Swords in reverse. The Hermit card, not too much of an emotional card, but these cards here, they have an emotional energy to them. And because they're all in reverse, that tells me that your emotions are all over the place as we move into the new month. Now, Aries, this could be good, this could be not so good, or this could be neutral. It depends on the capacity of how your emotions are fluctuating and how they are affecting you financially. Because we all know people spend money emotionally, and we also know that emotions are a huge trigger for so many of us when it comes to our money, when it comes to our spending, when it comes to saving, investing, all those things. So it looks like your emotions are really kind of shaking you up. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing because we have the Three of Swords here in reverse. This tells me the worst is over and that you are healing from something. You're healing from an emotional trauma, or you are using pain and hurt from an emotional situation, and now you're using that to, you know, learn the lessons, get clear, get wise, you know, get stronger, you know, all the good things that happen when you are healing. The problem is sometimes when we're emotional, it affects our money decisions. It affects how we view our financial situation. We could see ourselves in a dire situation where someone else who is looking from the outside would say, oh my gosh, you're in a great position financially, right? So everything is subjective. The only thing that I would say is as we move into November, Aries, you have to really pay attention to not be emotionally influenced when it comes to money decisions, because it looks like you do have someone here showing up to help you, and you don't want your emotions to get in the way of you not being able to receive help, or you not having the clarity to see something for the genuine offer and support for what it could be. Because the Knight of Wands, this is an offer of support, something work related too. Something where someone wants to help you or someone is making an offer to support you. But sometimes we get so caught up in our own emotional stuff that we either don't see it or we don't acknowledge it, or we misinterpret that as something that it's not. So I'm saying this is that this is just something you have to be aware of. Everybody goes through this, but it looks like your time to go through this, Aries, is going to be the beginning of November. So you just have to kind of not get caught up as best you can and really understand what's going on. You're kind of going through an emotional time right now, and it could affect your work, it could affect your money, it could affect your finances, all the things. Now the other thing is about this Hermit. This is actually good because it means you're showing up for yourself. You know, you're not staying at home hiding, you know. You are being proactive. Well, I guess we are all staying at home now, but you know what I mean, where it's like you're not hiding, you know, you are showing up, you know, you're responding to emails, you're taking phone calls, you're attending virtual events, you're doing things that allow you to be seen and not in hibernation mode. And I think that's going to be good because it's really going to allow you to connect with people, especially people who could help you grow your finances in some way. All right. What else do we need to know for this? Ooh, for the sign of Aries. Now, I don't even know what order these cards were in. All right, Aries. Okay. For the sign of Aries, as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of November 2020, what do we need to know for the sign of Aries? All right. All right, Aries, so something's going on at work for those of you that do work. Somebody's doing something. Somebody's not being totally honest on what's going on. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. Again, somebody showing up to offer some type of financial assistance. Now, this could be an actual person, but again, it could be a business. It could be a government entity. It could be a family member, but somebody is showing up to offer you some type of financial support. Now, this doesn't always mean they're going to just hand over money, but it could mean that maybe somebody shows up to do some work on your house for free. Maybe somebody offers to babysit your kids for free so you can go out to dinner or something like that. But you are going to get some kind of, you know, financial blessing as we move into the second week of November. Very good. We have the Sun card here in reverse. Now, the Sun card is always a positive card. Even when this little guy shows up in the reverse, this is still very, very good. This just means that, you know, things will start working out. Things will start, you know, turning around for you if you're feeling like you're stuck. I'm feeling like this is going to be finally some movement that you've been waiting for. Something's finally going to start moving forward that has been delayed for some reason. Something as it relates to your money. Could be investment, could be a real estate deal, could be a job offer, whatever the case may be. You're finally going to start seeing things are going to start looking good. You know, things are going to start, you know, finally kind of progressing. King of Wands reverse, Seven of Swords. These are the two cards that are giving me concern. Why? Because this King of Wands always talks about the workplace environment, and this talks about people in the workplace. Now, even if you don't have a job, sit tight because I'm going to address that too. But if you do have a job, there is somebody near you, Aries, who is doing something dishonest, shady, behind the scenes. And the interesting thing is, I don't feel like this is someone directly close to you, but this is someone like near you, either in your department, in your office, in your division, in your group. There's somebody who is doing something that is not on the up and up. And the thing is, Aries, is you're going to have to be careful of this. Now, I could say some of you probably have an idea of this already, but at the same time, I'm not feeling like you know who this person is right now, Aries. I don't feel like you know who this person is who's doing something dishonest. However, the interesting thing, which is giving me a little bit of a chuckle here, is that you're going to benefit from that in some way. Yes, it's very crazy. Somebody's doing something dishonest, right? In a crazy turn of events, you're going to benefit from it, right? Either they're going to make a mistake, you're going to get extra money on your paycheck, someone's going to get fired, you're going to get promoted. Like, it's some weird way you're going to benefit from this, Aries. So my advice to you is just kind of relax, do your job to the best of your ability. Stay on the up and up. Make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. Don't allow yourself to get caught up in some nonsense here, because you're going to benefit. So let this person do whatever they're doing. You just stay on the straight and narrow, because it's going to pay off for you. Now, we also have the Eight of Wands here. The Eight of Wands in the reverse talks about things moving slow, or sometimes things just not moving at all. As it relates to your money, as it relates to your finances, it could be that sometimes things just kind of take an unnecessary delay. And I know we talked about things moving forward here, but the process of moving forward doesn't always equate to timing. Okay? And I want to make that clear distinction. Just because something is progressing doesn't mean it's doing so in a timely way, right? So we have to still kind of work with unexpected delays and, things going slower than we'd like them to. And I just remembered, for those of you who don't work, I'm getting the sense, though, that this still applies. There's somebody around you doing something kind of shady, and you're still going to benefit from it, right? Maybe, I hate to say this, but maybe a family member robs a bank and they say, hey, I want to pay off your credit cards. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but you know what I mean? Where it's like somebody does something and they kind of, in some weird way, you benefit from it. Now, I'm not saying that's right, and I'm also not saying that's wrong, but I'm just saying somebody's doing something, but you're going to benefit from it. All right. I just want to make that clear. Okay. So let's continue on, Aries, and see what else shows up for you. As it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of November 2020. Okay. All right. So, as we move into the second half of November, Aries, you need to watch your communication with other people. I have the Five of Swords here, and sometimes this is the card of misunderstandings and miscommunications. People hear what they want to hear, and so you have to be very, very diligent in making sure that when you talk about something and explain yourself, that people actually are hearing the message that you're saying. This can be very important, especially in meetings, business conferences, virtual meetings, whatever the case may be. Make sure that you are understood, okay? Because this is going to be crucial, especially for anything that relates to your money, okay? You want to make sure there's no misunderstandings on the table. We also have the Seven of Cups here in reverse. This tells me that you're probably not going to have a whole lot of options when it comes to certain business decisions or certain money decisions. Now, that's okay, because sometimes you don't need a ton of options. You just need one solution that's going to work for you. So don't get frustrated if you feel that you're kind of stuck in a corner, right? Do the best with what you have and make whatever option that is available, make it work for you somehow. negotiate, ask for things to be adjusted, whatever the case may be. You're going to have to be very proactive when a situation comes up and you feel stuck. Next, we have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is an interesting card because this is the card of financial literacy. This is also the card of someone who is a very good investor, someone who is smart, who knows the ins and outs of whatever it is as it relates to money. Could be a stock market whiz, could be a scholar as it relates to money markets or the history of money or whatever the case may be. The King of Pentacles in reverse, though, means that somebody knows something, but they're not using that knowledge to their advantage. They're not using that knowledge to their benefit, or they're using the knowledge that they have I don't want to say against someone, but it's like they're using the knowledge they have maybe to their own advantage, or maybe they're pretending they don't know something because they don't want to do something. I've experienced this where someone is very good at this, I don't know, let's say stocks or real estate investing, and then you ask them, "Oh, I have a question about real estate, and I know you're the real estate guru. Can you help me out?" And then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh no, I don't know that much about real estate." When you know damn well they know a lot, but they just don't want to help you. It's that kind of situation with this card, okay? So if you are experiencing that, just know this is more of a reflection of the other person, and it says a lot about him or her. All right, so that's just something to be aware of. This is good. Nine of Swords in reverse. That means there's no anxiousness, no worry, no anxiety. This is a good card because it's allowing you to sleep at night. You're not going to worry or stress about anything, especially this situation here that we talked about earlier. This is a card that says you are going to be just fine, okay? So don't worry about anything. Don't create, scenarios in your head, worst case scenarios, none of that. Trust yourself. Do what you can to set yourself up for success. Next, we have the Death card. Death card in reverse talks about there's not going to be any big changes. Sometimes this is good because maybe we're not ready for a big life-altering change. But it does mean that, again, it kind of reiterates what we have here, that the changes that are happening, and especially financial and money-related changes, they're happening very, very slowly. They could impact other areas of your life, but at this point, you're not going to try and second guess or figure things out. It's like you just have to accept the situation for what it is, and don't try to force change. That's what I'm getting with this card here. It just means that there's not going to be any type of major big changes happening at this time. All right, Aries, let's see what else shows up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of November 2020. Okay, interesting. I want to see what these are. Okay, you saw those cards fall. We have the Tower, Six of Swords, Four of Wands, Knight of Swords, Chariot. These are some good cards here. All right, we'll talk about those, but let's see what's going on with this. Okay, Aries, as we close out the month of November, you are being free, detached, released from some sort of bondage, all right? Something that has been holding you hostage. The chains are going to be broken as we close out November, okay? I'm feeling like this is something maybe you were kind of working through, like could be addiction, could be a toxic relationship, whatever the case may be. It's dissolved by the time we hit this last week of November. Ten of Swords, not a good card because this is the card of betrayal, backstabbing. But I'm looking at where it's positioned here, And this tells me that this could be the final key that makes this possible, right? Maybe you're in a relationship and someone is betraying you and you finally have had enough. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. It's like, you know what? You're like, I'm done. I'm ready to move on, and move on to something better. And so you're no longer attached. This is going to benefit you financially, okay? That's probably why it's showing up in your reading. Knight of Cups, this is probably someone showing up too late to help you. Now, the Knight of Cups is a very good card. It means someone showing up with an offer, making an offer. When it shows up in the reverse, this just means the offer comes, but it's a day late and $1 short. There's nothing you can do about it. It's one of those things where you just gotta, accept the reality and move on. Nine of Wands here. This is another card of you breaking free of self-limiting beliefs. It's like you're ready to give up. You're ready to kind of, move on. You've taken as much as you can take, but you're past that now. You're in the phase of growth, healing, moving forward, progress. 10 of Wands here. Be careful not to get too burnt out, especially as we close out November, because you can get easily overwhelmed, Aries, at this time. This is going to be a very busy time for you, so just be careful with what you have going on. All right, Tower card. Now, this is an interesting card because this card is telling me that some type of a big, huge clearing is about to take place, right? Sometimes you really have to demolish things to make way for something new. And I can tell you that something new is coming. Beautiful things are coming because we have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords could be a card about travel, could be a card about going overseas, could be a card about literally just walking away from something that does not serve you, especially something financially related. Four of Wands, this is the card of stability, which means your finances are definitely going to get stable, okay? I'm feeling like this is going to happen once we get to the first week of December, because these cards are not part of November. This is kind of like what's on the horizon. Financial stability. Knight of Swords. Again, this means that things are going to happen quickly and they're going to be a little bit of back and forth as it relates to your money. Stuff happens and it doesn't happen. Then things happen and then you wait. It's like a hurry up and wait thing. Finally, we have the Chariot card, which means you're going to have multiple projects, multiple opportunities to bring money into your life. Again, I'm feeling this is going to happen once we kind of move out of November. Okay, so get ready. This is kind of like a little preview of what I'm seeing here. I know this Tower card, some people get scared when they see it, but really you don't have to. Again, it's clearing the path. It's breaking down what's not working so you can rebuild and come back better and stronger. And the other cards are confirming that, okay? So sometimes that's just part of the process, and we have to understand that. All right, Aries, let's go ahead and close out your reading with a spirit animal oracle card. Yes, I knew it. All right. You got the turtle spirit. Slow and steady wins the race. And I think that's kind of what's been going on with your reading here. You don't need to make any type of huge, things to happen in order to see success. Just keep plodding along. Trust the process, trust the plan, trust the system, trust yourself, okay? Because slow and steady wins the race. You are going to see progress. You are going to see, good things happen and positive changes as it relates to your money. You just have to keep going. Don't give up. And again, slow and steady wins the race. All right, Aries, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, observations, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. If you'd like to connect with me for a private reading, I will have that information linked for you in the description. All right, Aries, thank you so much for spending this time with me. We'll do it all again next month.